Elon Musk just sent us a very cryptic message over on Twitter, and this has the possibility to be a major bombshell in a bullish way for Tesla stock. Because after all, let's draw some very logical conclusions in this video. This tweet that something special is coming soon only makes logical sense that it's about Tesla. This tweet from Elon has gotten almost 30 million views so far. So it's been a very viewed tweet, and it's drawing up a lot of speculation. Some people think this is about XAI or some other company. I don't think that makes a whole lot of logical sense. I believe this is only about Tesla, and let me tell you why. Well, for starters, Tesla is the only publicly traded company that Elon owns. So to send a message to over 30 million people will likely reach hundreds of millions of people within the next coming days, the next week or so. You're sending a pretty strong message that, quote, something special is coming. Most people care about Tesla. Sure, SpaceX is great, Twitter is great, people care about things that are going to make them money. But really, when I think about this more logically, Elon has to be cryptic. And he loves to be cryptic. He loves to keep people guessing. But why he specifically needs to be cryptic is because Tesla, well, they have to review all of Elon's tweets. A Tesla attorney, shall I say. So if he wanted to say something about SpaceX or Twitter or the Boring Company or any other company that he owns and operates, he doesn't have to be cryptic because they're not publicly traded companies. And there would be no reason to draw any conclusion to any of those other companies that has anything to do with Tesla. That would be pure market speculation if they were to do that. So to say that something is special and it's coming soon, to send a cryptic message, well, it's because Elon's not allowed to say these exuberant things about Tesla specifically. As of February 23rd, 2023, the SEC says Elon Musk still needs a lawyer to approve his tweets. The lawyer lets him be a little cryptic, little on the edge of speculation, but nothing that could get him sued like we have seen in the past. In my opinion, there is one reason Elon made this tweet. It's because we're about to get confirmed a date of deliveries for the Cybertruck, as well as the event date for the Cybertruck. Elon Musk announced that the Tesla Cybertruck delivery event will be in the third quarter of 2023. And the Cybertruck is expected to have already started production and possibly even already have been delivered to some of your first reservation holders, which are likely a lot of your reviewers. Some of your top auto reviewers tend to get vehicles before you and I ever do. And this is because you've seen a lot of Cybertrucks out on the road, but not to mention that, just the last couple of days or so, someone flew a drone over Giga Texas, and it looks like there's a handful of Cybertrucks at least, on a pickup truck, well, a semi-truck hauler hauling these vehicles, likely being actually delivered. Now, if you wanted to go into the realm of speculation, as some people have, maybe this could be about licensing a full self-driving, or maybe just the end of beta of full self-driving. That's also a possibility, although I assign that a far lower probability than this just being simply the start of deliveries for the Cybertruck and this major Cybertruck event. This could have a massive bullish effect to Tesla stock. As Gary Black says, once deliveries of the Cybertruck actually start to kick off, it's going to be massive for Tesla stock. The stock will catapult, was his actual words. And I agree with him. And one thing that he said recently that is very notable to me is Tesla doesn't like to cannibalize their other products. So your Model S, your Model X, those are kind of your sports cars, your higher end products. Then you have your Model 3, which is more so your daily driver, still a very luxurious product, but it's more so your daily driver. The Model Y is more of your SUV, and now the Cybertruck's going to be your pickup truck. It's pretty clear. Tesla has entered into new segments every time they have made a vehicle. Every time that they have made a vehicle, deliveries have jumped 50 to 80% 1 year later. Every time they have introduced a new model. Markets will have to price this in. They'll have to expect more growth. Right now, markets are expecting about 35% growth next year for Tesla. This is almost saying the Cybertruck is not coming. This is going to have a positive effect on Tesla stock one way or not, whether you like it or hate it. That's precisely why I've been buying as many shares of Tesla every single day and will continue to do so until the stock hits new all-time highs. In other Tesla stock news, Tesla rolls out one EV every 40 seconds at their Gigafactory in Shanghai. I thought this was a fun fact and really just puts this into perspective. Ford, with their legacy vehicles, rolls out a new vehicle about every 49 seconds at their factory in Detroit. Tesla has them beat on pure delivery volumes, not to mention margins, as well as demand. Nobody can hold a candle to Tesla, and Tesla's forcing automakers to shut down some of their latest EV models. Mazda is killing off the MX-30 EV in the US again after selling just 66 cars. And it's actually not a terrible looking car, although it has 2 doors and it looks more like an SUV, which I find kind of strange. This vehicle did not sell. It sold 66 cars, not in a month or in a quarter, but so far in all of 2023. That's why it's no surprise when GM, Ford, and basically everyone else is losing billions and billions of dollars. They cannot scale to the degree of Tesla because they just don't have the demand. Electric, the website that posts about electric vehicles and some other topics, is going off on Twitter, saying Tesla starts an email campaign for FSD transfer, demand trigger rather than doing the right thing. And they quote Elon that once said, quote, "We always try to do the right thing at Tesla. We really care about that. When we make mistakes, it's just because we were being foolish or stupid or whatever." And they quote what Elon said on the last earnings call. And now what Tesla is doing is sending out emails to full self-driving owners saying, hey, you can upgrade your EV to a new EV only in Q3. Now, I actually think this is pretty cool of Tesla. If you bought a Tesla in 2018 and got full self-driving, well, you're stuck with a 5-year-old EV at this point, and that software is $15,000 still today. Now Tesla's saying, hey, if you want to, you can upgrade your vehicle and keep your full self-driving. I think that's a pretty sweet deal because it was never a stipulation that you'll be able to transfer your EV or transfer your full self-driving to a different EV. That was never in the playbook. That was never once said. So electric is literally going off on Tesla when I personally don't think it's justified. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think, but this is what Electric had to say directly to Tesla. That's not the right thing. That's vaguely disguising a demand trigger as the right thing. The right thing would be an open offer to have the paid FSD package transferred to any new vehicle until Tesla can actually deliver on its promise. I would also offer refunds to those who want them. They're really reaching here. But under its current form, with a deadline at the end of the quarter, this is just like any Tesla end of the quarter incentive. It's a demand trigger. Tesla is not trying to do the right thing with this move. It's just trying to sell more cars. You can't sell a product, not deliver it, and buy it back from customers for a fraction of what they paid. That's just not the right thing. So Elon, were you serious when you said that Tesla always aims to do the right thing? Is Tesla being foolish or stupid or whatever? But then it makes more sense once you actually look right here. And this is a disclosure that is being forced from the FTC saying we use income earning auto affiliate links. So they created this essentially drama FUD article, which is turning a great thing into a negative thing because of their paid links to spread more FUD. It really makes you wonder who's short on Tesla and who really has something to gain by making these false articles. Indonesia says that they are blindsided by Musk snubbing them on a new Tesla plant. And now the Indonesian Maritime Affairs and Investment Coordinating Minister wants another meeting with Elon after the multi-billionaire car maker left him with egg all over his face by spurning Indonesia and choosing Malaysia for its Southeast Asian headquarters. Only days later, Indonesia's Ministry of Communication and Information blocked Musk's X, formerly known as Twitter, because it did not yet conform with the country's strict laws against, this word I can't say on YouTube, gambling and other online infractions. Analysts sense a possible payback. Indonesia has 24 million Twitter users, the fifth highest in the world after the United States, Japan, India, and Brazil. Malaysia just looks ahead of Indonesia. They've long had a mature auto industry, including Toyota, Nissan, Honda, Volvo, Porsche, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz already operating in the country. And the government recently launched a battery electric vehicle global leaders initiative to attract EV makers, which Musk termed forward-looking. In other Tesla stock news, in which we actually covered in the last video, but I don't think a lot of people fully grasp what is being said here, Yahoo Finance thinks Tesla is significantly undervalued and says a fair value for Tesla stock is $448.91 per share. A lot of this has to do with growth rates. And as you know, a lot of Wall Street doesn't look at growth rates. A lot of Wall Street doesn't care about growth rates as far as 2022 and 2023. Investors are piled into big tech stocks because they are perceived as safety, although they are not growing. Tesla, on the other hand, look at this picture, has been reducing its debt and growing its cash at an unprecedented pace. And it just moved around. Look at this. Look at Tesla's debt to cash, what it's done over the past years. It's phenomenal what has happened. You literally couldn't have asked for something better. At the same time, Tesla's growth is accelerating, and you've seen 50% growth rates over the past 7 quarters now. Well, things are not slowing down, especially as we get the Cybertruck. Again, Tesla's, or Elon's, maybe I should say, comment on Twitter, or X, whatever you would like to call it, is a pretty obvious sign that you're probably going to get some news on the Cybertruck pretty soon. This will further catapult Tesla stock more than likely to all-time highs. That's what I would forecast. Now, Yahoo Finance says the EBITDA growth rate is 83.9% in the past 3 years, and this is a 3-year average every single year for Tesla, ranking better than 97.36% of industry peers. Yahoo Finance says, in conclusion, Tesla stock appears to be significantly undervalued. I think a lot of our retail investors would also say the same thing. As far as this upcoming week for Tesla, obviously, if we get some news around the Cybertruck or FSD or anything of that nature, that's going to take precedence over the earnings. But if we don't get company-specific news with Tesla that's big, well, earnings are going to be the main story of this week. Pre-market on Monday, you're going to get earnings from SoFi. Tuesday, in after hours, AMD, as well as Starbucks. Wednesday, in after hours, PayPal, Shopify, Qualcomm, Unity, and Etsy, as well as good old Robinhood. Thursday, after hours, that's where things get crazy. Amazon, Apple, Coinbase, Block, better known as Square, Airbnb, DraftKings, Cloudflare, and Wish.com. Friday pre-market, one of my personal favorite stocks, Fubo TV. Specifically, Apple and Amazon earnings. If these earnings are not good, you're going to have a problem in the markets, even though Microsoft earnings were decent, Google earnings were decent, Tesla earnings were great, and Netflix earnings were also pretty dang good. Apple is just such a large company. If they give us disappointing numbers and disappointing future guidance or commentary, that's not going to be good for our markets. As a standalone stock, I have said this time and time and again, I don't think Tesla continues to fall over the next coming weeks and next coming months unless the markets fall. So if the markets do have decent earnings throughout the rest of this earnings season, I think we'll likely see a continuation of what we seen on Friday when Tesla stock rallied almost 4.5%. The stock's clear trend is upwards. And plus or minus, if we get the Cybertruck news that maybe this tweet is indicating we will, well, that could obviously be a much bigger catalyst, and I would expect the stock to rally over $300 per share pretty quickly once that news actually comes out. But besides that, you still have a very clear uptrend in place. So I'm using any potential dip that I can get to get my hands on some more Tesla stock. Tesla technically also looks pretty dang bullish. The RSI is sitting at 52. Definitely some room for an upside move there. You're holding this uptrending line that I have had drawn. This intersect on Friday was around $265 per share. Tesla stock closed at $266.80 per share on Friday. Well above that. If you were going to see a breakdown in the next coming week or next coming weeks, well, if the technicals are any guide, you would have closed under 265. You wouldn't have had this very strong day, but indeed, that's what happened with Tesla. You also seen the option buyers come out in full steam ahead on Friday in Tesla stock. 767 orders were placed from hedge funds and institutions worth $306 million with a positive order value of 67%. And some of these orders are targeting all-time highs by as soon as January of 2024, which is really only a couple months away from now. You're also seeing the put to call ratio moving down more than Tesla stock has actually moved down. So to some degree, you should expect the put to call ratio to follow or track the price of any given stock. But when you see this put to call ratio start to fall more aggressively than the price of Tesla, well, that's a pretty good sign people are just selling out of their puts because the situation has gotten a lot more bullish. And that's exactly what happened after earnings. Although the stock did fall, we heard from the Fed last week, and it doesn't look like we're going to get another rate hike, especially if the economic data and inflation data continues to come in better and better. I mean, it's really been a Goldilocks kind of outcome here. Good data as far as the economy and lower than expected inflation data. If that keeps happening, we're not going to get another rate hike. This means rates will fall sooner than maybe a lot of us expect they will, and this will have a very positive impact on Tesla's business from a demand perspective, but as well as an actual price perspective. If rates do go down, Tesla could actually start to incrementally raise their prices, something your analysts are not considering at this very moment, as their 2024 earnings projections, their estimates, have not gone up. They've actually went down even after Tesla's last earnings report. So when we look at all of these things and put them all together, there's a very strong bull case for Tesla. There's not a huge bear case for Tesla unless the economy just absolutely went down the toilet, and that's not very likely. That would be a very much losing bet at this point. If the Fed were to be overly hawkish, which they're not going to be unless inflation reaccelerates, and we got core PCE on Friday, which came in right at expectations, showing you're really at a plateau in PCE at 0.2% a month, 2.4% annualized. That's close to that 2% target. It doesn't look like we're going to get a Fed rug pull at any time soon. You would really have to see a problem with inflation to actually see that happen. But at the same time, we're looking ahead for the Cybertruck and a brand new segment of Tesla's business to be formed, and that is in trucks. And that's not going to be a negative. You have 10 times the amount of pre-orders for the Cybertruck as you do for the Ford F-150 Lightning. Make me a bearish case down below in the comment section. If you could, it's that student loan repayments start the end of this year, and 2024 is a little bit more uncertain because of that. But if that turns out to be a nothing burger as well, there's not a bear case against Tesla right now. So I think that makes for a very much rosy, kind of optimistic situation for Tesla over the next coming months. So that is going to do it for this video. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you made it to the end of this video. Let me know down below in the comment section, what do you think about all of this information? If you guys want to take it a step further and come trade with us live in real time, link down below in the description of this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.